I'm sorry, papi. Perdóname. I know how much you hate to be pursued. You've spent your whole life running. Now the footsteps chasing you are mine. Papi, ¿dónde estás? I lost myself searching for you. Trees sprout from the vaulted ceiling. The sky stretches far beyond my feet. The wind sounds human when it whispers. The roads are cobblestone, conch, and caracol. Everything is shape-shifting. You say spies or spirits pursue you. My mother, a physician, blames schizophrenia. I'm a journalist. I value the objective, the verifiable. In college, I minored in neuroscience. I studied the labyrinthine patterns of brain cortices, the chemical bases of hallucinations and delusions of persecution. But I am also your daughter, papi. In Mexico, I discovered a mundo mágico of corpses, chupacabras, curanderos. I learned that your great-grandmother was a clarividente. They called her la divina, the diviner. She was paid to commune with the dead. Papi, ¿quién eres? A cursed curandero? A schizophrenic? A victim of the mind control experiments you describe? I look into the mirror seeking clues. Your quests and questions consumed me, even though you were never there. The last time I saw you was the year the world was meant to end. When I close my eyes, papi, all the clocks rewind to then. You kick off your boots in the dark. You slip off your beanie, your leather jacket. We're in a double room at the San Francisco Grand Hyatt Hotel. I'm already in bed. You stretch and sigh by yours. I'm 24 years old. It's the spring of 2012. Earlier in the day, we watched my sister graduate from San Francisco's Academy of Art University. I flew in from Mexico City, your birthplace, where I'm working as a foreign correspondent and investigating your history. Months ago, a psychologist diagnosed me with post-traumatic stress disorder tied to a near-death experience south of the border. My nervous system thunders. I can't stop thinking about the last time we shared a room. I was 11 in Autlan de Navarro, Jalisco. It was my first visit to the interior of your country. My mother told me to be careful. Mexico was a perilous place, and you were not normal. As I tried to sleep, I felt the danger of your country thrusting itself through the thin walls of our rural pueblo room into you. Your skin was clammy and see-through. Your veins were vines snaking down your neck. Your eyes were protuberant and black. You had been smoking crack. We're in the United States, in a nice hotel. You haven't smoked crack in nearly a decade. In your 50s, you have a shamanic air with a pimienta beard and long gray-black hair. Your eyes are chameleonic, shifting between shades of ochre. Your face is striking, cheekbones high and prominent like plump aguacates, causing your eyes to crinkle with each smile. Your skin is copper-colored. A self-taught expert in natural medicine, you cultivate curative plants such as comfrey and ashitaba in the Mexican beach town of Rosarito. Some potions you concocted eradicated your mother's arthritis and restored vision to her once-blind chihuahua, if abuelitas to be believed. You're still troubled. You binge drink. You suffer dark dreams you can't describe. You're sometimes suicidal. You wrote me an email recently requesting that I bury you without an autopsy, wrapped in a single blanket so as to decompose more quickly, anywhere in the mountains, hidden, perhaps in the Sierra Madre de Mexico. And please don't cry. You're convinced you have a mysterious illness no doctor can detect. Your bones feel heavier than osmium. Sometimes you can hardly take a step. But you're a different man from the one in Autlan. I watch your shadow by your bed. You unbuckle your belt, slither it off, slide off your jeans, sprawl out on the squeaky mattress. I think you fall asleep. I notice your peaceful breathing. As an infant, I often dreamed in your arms. I remember the rising of your chest against my cheek. A tranquil blackness consumes my thoughts, and slowly I fall asleep. You leap from bed with a cry. I jolt awake. You scamper toward a wall. You're gasping, hyperventilating. You grasp until you find a light switch, scan the room with terrified eyes. There's someone in here, you say. Someone's in here with us. At the turn of the millennium, after Autlan, you disappeared for several years. We thought you were dead. You were traveling, through Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, Cambodia, the Philippines, the Netherlands, Belgium, and Mexico, fleeing alleged CIA mind control experiments. You believed the government was torturing you with remote electromagnetic or radio wave technology, sending voices into your skull and painful electric shocks into your body. The agency's goal, you believed, was to demonstrate the technology's ability to radically alter human behavior by eradicating your addiction to crack. It worked. You quit. On my 20th birthday, in 2008, you began to tell me things you had never told anyone. Your stories were fascinating. You spoke in Spanglish with the vocabulary of a voracious English language reader, sprinkled with startling mispronunciations, inimitable, and improvisations. They symptomized me. You didn't seem crazy. What you described sounded similar to Project MKUltra, an actual covert CIA mind control experiment that began in the 1950s. They targeted drug addicts, illegal immigrants, prostitutes, and other minorities who lacked credibility or influence so that nobody would believe them if they complained. Those documents have been declassified. For the first time, Bobby, I wondered if you had in fact been the victim of secret government torture. I felt it was my duty, as a journalist and as your daughter, to pursue every conceivable line of inquiry